boys and girls, thank you for joining me once again, where people continue to be wrong on the interwebs. They continue to be recidivist offenders. They continue to be complete, utter cocksplat fuckstain wastes of space like Paul from Norwich here. For those that don't know, Paul calls himself Stench Fraud or Roideyfraud or something like that. I don't know. And he has this channel that's got some supporters on the YouTubes where he likes to say, plant-based is the way to go. Plant-based, innit, plant-based. Yeah, plant-based. And other such inane, ridiculous, completely contraindicated garbage. For those that want to know, Paul has a Wednesday afternoon certificate in basket weaving, which he claims makes him qualified as a nutritionist. No, son. And his drippy girlfriend here, who adds absolutely fucking nothing to the situation. I really don't know actually what she's even doing there. She certainly isn't there to provide her insightful commentary, as you'll see as we go along. Anyway, here's Paul recently on one of his live stream Q&As or something, dealing with something or other, and we'll deal with it in a point-wise fashion if he actually has any points, which I suspect the answer to that will be no. No, he doesn't. All right, Paul, off you go, son.
Like Bart trying to debunk calories in, calories out.
Trying to debunk calories in, calories out. No, I don't try to do anything, Paul. I'm like Master Yoda. I either do or I do not. And in the case of debunking calories in, calories out, as a tool to predictably, repeatedly, reliably gauge what will happen to somebody's body composition in any given period of time, I have absolutely debunked it as a tool, as an idea, in quite some detail, really, in a number of videos, which you clearly haven't bothered to watch, because if you had, you'd understand why it is that what I'm saying is absolutely above reproach, unassailable, and certainly above the mental intellect of someone as stupid as you are, Paul, without any question. So, let's hear it.
Where do you start?
Well, you don't, Paul, because you're out of your fucking league and you're out of your depth trying to deal with anything I've had to say on any topic. You are the dumbest motherfucker on the internet, just about. You have no meaningful qualifications in nutrition to speak of whatsoever. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about whatsoever. You wouldn't know the difference between your asshole and your elbow if I labelled both of those things and taught you how to read. You know exactly dick about fuck, son. So where do you start is not. You keep your stupid, arrogant, ignorant Dunning-Kruger fucking mouth shut is what you do. Okay? What's next?
He once tried to take the piss out of me for saying that the glutes are the largest muscles in the human body.
I did no such thing, Paul. Do you have any evidence of that? Any at all? Also, how do you define largest? Son. By surface area? By volume? By mass? What? You're talking to a scientist, or you think you're overcoming a scientist. You're not, son. You're making a fool of yourself. Again. And you're a fucking liar. What's next?
And he accused me of getting my knowledge from a Wednesday night basket weaving club.
There we go. He does listen a little bit. And that's exactly where your qualifications come from, son. You have a Wednesday afternoon certificate in basket weaving at best.
And he said the lats are the biggest muscle.
Got any proof I said that? And in what context? And was that by volume, by mass, or by surface area, Paul?
And he's dead wrong.
No, he isn't. If I had said that, and the context was by surface area, that would be correct. Because they are by surface area.
Glutes are the biggest muscle.
You're a fucking idiot. You really are. And if this is the best you can go to try and debunk me, you're going to have to get up a lot earlier than Wednesday afternoon to do that, son. Okay, because this isn't it. What's next?
Thoughts on him saying calories in, calories out. Have you seen the state of him? He's a dad bod.
Not any. No, I did have a dad bod about 13 months ago, Paul. About 13 months ago, I had a dad bod on me. I don't now. And even if I still did, so what? What's that got to do with the price of fish in China in 1965? How does that impact in any way, shape or form on the correctness, validity or scientific robustitude of anything I've had to say on any topic ever? Whatsoever. It doesn't. You fucking ignorant, mindless piece of shit. What's next?
This is my opinion on calories in.
That's your opinion. There you go. That's not an opinion, Paul. That's you standing flexing your abs about. Which nobody, look at that, by the way. That's not particularly impressive, is it, for someone who claims to be a bodybuilder? That's just someone who's reasonably lean right now. That's pretty average, actually, isn't it? Pretty damned average. But anyway, so what? What does that have to do with anything I've had to say scientifically? Nothing at all.
Calories out versus Bart K, who looks like he doesn't lift.
Well, you're right. I don't lift. But so what? Lifting doesn't make you more healthy than someone who doesn't lift necessarily. Lifting can be absolutely indicated as part of a holistic conditioning program for specific needs in a given human being. You bet. But like anything, it's possible to well and truly overdo the lifting. It doesn't appear that Paul's guilty of overdoing the lifting by virtue of his really quite underwhelming development as a bodybuilder, apparently. Wonder what that's about. Yeah, lifting is just something that some people choose to do at various stages of their life with specific goals in mind. I mean, this is the whole "do you even lift, bro" mentality, which is just inane. It's asinine. It doesn't establish or prove anything whatsoever. Again, with regard to the robustness, validity, and correctness of anything I've ever said, had to say on any matter of exercise physiology, nutrition, or anything else, ever. Not a damn thing. In other words, you don't even know what you're going to say next. And neither does your clearly vastly intelligent girlfriend.
You said it.
Why are they wrong? Well, just look at me and look at him, basically.
Again, so why am I wrong about calories in, calories out? Well, look at me, and look at him. Look at me and look at him. That's why I'm right and he's wrong, isn't it? No. You pathetic roid junkie. No. That has no bearing on who is correct about what they have had to say. None at all. Have you got anything of actual value to say, Paul?
Basically, is all I'd say.
Exactly. That's why nobody should bother to take anything you have to say seriously on any topic, because you have nothing to offer, nothing to say. You're a mindless cunt trumpet. You're an absolute fucking waste of skin, Paul.
Bodybuilders for decades have been counting calories and ending up on the day of competition at 5% body.
No, they haven't been counting calories, Paul, at all. They think that's what they've been doing because they've been misled to believe that that's even possible. But if you had the first clue about the science underpinning any of this, you'd know damn well as I do, as an actual scientist, Paul, that you cannot count calories or get anywhere close, actually, to counting calories. So no.
In fact, using that knowledge.
No, not knowledge. Misinformation. They're fooling themselves, Paul. Fooling themselves, absolutely. Many bodybuilders have used controlling the amount of food they eat by vastly grossly under-eating, actually, and vastly grossly under-hydrating as well, by the way, for several weeks prior to an important competition in order to moderate their body composition. But that has exactly fucking nothing whatever to do with calories. Body composition is a mass balance exercise, period. Mass balance. Okay? Calories are not mass. Neither are calories a measurement of mass whatsoever. You have no idea what you're talking about, son. What's next?
And we use that knowledge in our coach.
No, misinformation. And if you listen to Paul, that's your funeral. If you take advice from Paul from Norwich, that is Darwin in action. That is your funeral. If you are stupid enough to listen to a boy with a Wednesday afternoon certificate in basket weaving who says, it's thermodynamics, isn't it? Thermodynamics, isn't it? Look at me, look at him. As his argument, well, that's your lookout. Absolutely. You go ahead and do that. That's fine with me.
And our clients are very, very, very successful.
So are mine, Paul. Very, very successful at the outcomes they're looking to achieve. Frankly, anyone that would pay Paul from Norwich money for his complete lack of knowledge on any topic remotely related to human nutrition, human physiology, or any health science of any kind, again, that is your lookout if you do that. Okay? You've been warned.
That's why we keep getting more.
Yeah, I keep getting more clients too, Paul, but that's also has no impact on who is actually correct and who isn't, because it's still the same. It's still me that's correct, and it's still you that isn't.
Some people are very silly.
Yes, says the clearly intelligent individual here, who number one is stupid enough to hook up with Paul from Norwich. Number two has had absolutely nothing to offer whatsoever on anything that I've ever seen of this person offering to add to this channel whatsoever. And by the way, I don't think she even has a Wednesday afternoon certificate in basket weaving. She would need to get her basket weaving advice from Paul from Norwich here. Please tell us all about who you think is very silly. I mean, is it you, love? Or is it a well-experienced senior academic, a professor of health science with actually 3 advanced research degrees, love, a list of peer-reviewed publications as first and primary investigator, longer than your arm and Paul's put together, in fact, a history of having taught postgraduate students in something like 8 or 9 different universities around the world over the years, and who has been involved in successfully completing multi-million-dollar external consultancies with major organizations in the areas of the physiology of rest and exercise, human nutrition, etc., or you, love. Now, a lot of people will say, well, that's just an appeal to authority. No, you mindless fuck. It's not an appeal to authority because I'm not asking you. I'm fucking telling you. I am outright claiming my demonstrated authority in this field with the academic CV outline that I've just given you to back that claim up. It's not an appeal. I'm straight out telling you I am an authority and you are an ignorant fucksplat. A rude, ignorant fucksplat. And so's your boyfriend. What's next?
It's a complete moron.
Yeah, again, same argument. I'm a complete moron, says Paul from Norwich. What says, it's thermodynamics, isn't it? Thermodynamics is what it is, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. Fuck's sake.
It's my take on it.
Your take, Paul, is worth absolutely fucking dick. You're a mindless cunt.
It's just like, he talks about healthy eating and he says just eat dead animals, which is the exact worst thing to eat.
False. No, number one, I don't say dead animals. I don't stipulate they should be dead. I think probably that's best because it's pretty inhumane to eat an animal alive, I think. But I've never said to anyone you should eat your animals dead. So false, that's a lie. And secondly, it's a fact, Paul, that we are absolutely evolved over 4 million years to gain the vast majority, if not the entirety, of our nutritional intake requirements from the flesh of animals. Fact. Whether you like that fact or not.
And then he admits to eating pizza and drinking beer.
That's about 4 years old, Paul. that I was talking about having been someone that has been known to do that. Also, let's say I was eating pizza and drinking beer today, son. Let's say I was doing that. Does that have any impact whatsoever on what is true and correct and demonstrable and scientifically underpinned? No, it fucking doesn't. Not one iota. By the way, just for fun, boys and girls, post your comments under this video. Have a guess which one of Paul or I is the older of the two of us. Post your votes now. We'll wait. That should be a fun game. All right. What's next? Oh, ye of absolutely no useful knowledge whatsoever on this topic.
Like what a health guru. He obviously takes...
What a health guru. Health guru. It's health with a TH, Paul. Health, not health. All right? And yes, I am an absolute authority in this field. Irrespective of how I choose to behave in my own life, whether or not I was drinking beer and eating pizza, which, by the way, I'm not anymore, that has no impact on my status, my demonstrated status as an authority in this field, whether you like that or not. And you are still a mindless cunt with a Wednesday afternoon basket weaving certificate and nothing else. What's next?
Takes it all very seriously, doesn't he?
I do take it pretty seriously, yes. Also, what I do in my own private life, how I look after my own health, has nothing whatever to do with my status as an authority on what the best way to look after your health is. You mindless cunt.
I don't even like to think about these people. They get on my tits.
Yeah, well, I don't like to think about you either, Paul from Norwich. But occasionally a video comes up that just can't be left. This is one of those.
Matches. Race, I'm doing well. Thanks for acting. I hope you're doing well as well, but please stop making fun of Bart's sexy body.
Right, so just for those that missed it there, let me just, I'll rewind it and we'll have a bit of a replay on what Paul just said there, shall we? Off you go. Right, good. I think that clarifies that.
He's the base that I keep. I won't work out. I remember motivation. I like to set the bar low.
And again, for those that missed it, here's the replay. Very good.
So what's the science behind calories in, calories out?
Oh, here we go. This should be fun. Let's hear some science from Paul from Norwich, who knows nothing about it whatsoever.
It's just thermodynamics, isn't it?
It's just thermodynamics, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. No, you don't know, Paul. No, it's not thermodynamics. That's not the science behind body composition and its maintenance whatsoever, or its alteration at all. No.
Basically?
No. Thermodynamics has got nothing to do with body composition, really.
Just if you got enough calories.
Enough calories? What's a calorie, Paul? Would you like to define what a calorie is for us? No? Shall we wait for that? Yeah, good.
More than you're burning, like you put weight.
Oh, burning calories. How would you burn a calorie, Paul? How would you burn a calorie? If you've correctly defined calories, which I suspect you wouldn't be able to, explain to me how you could possibly burn one, given that correct definition of a calorie that you can't probably give anyway.
On, and if you're burning more calories than you've got coming
Again, how do you burn a calorie?
in, like you'll burn.
In it.
You'll burn.
Again, burning? No. No.
Body fat because you.
No. Body fat's got nothing to do with calories, Paul. Nothing at all.
Yeah, it's not complicated.
Yeah, it really is a lot more complicated than you think it is, clearly. Because number one, you think thermodynamics is involved. Well, okay, Paul, why don't you tell me which... Well, first of all, tell me how many laws of thermodynamics there are. Then tell me how they're numbered. And then tell me which one has anything whatsoever to do with body composition in a human body in any way. Should we wait for that too? Yeah, I thought so.
Can you explain the first law of thermodynamics for a beginner like me?
Oh, God, this will be fun. Oh, God.
Not really.
Oh, fuck! Oh, gold! Oh, fucking gold! Oh. Whew. Oh, case closed, Your Honour. Join me next time when someone else won't be quite as stupid as Paul from Norwich, because that's fucking impossible. I'm all wrong about calories in, calories out, but tell us about the first law of thermodynamics, Paul. Oh, not really. I don't know anything about that. Fuck. Wow.
I would say just Google it.
Oh, you've made my day, Paul. You really have, son. Good.
And debunk the carnivore diet claims also. If you just look at the evidence...
Well, what evidence is that, Paul?
Every, decent paper that comes out...
How would you know what a decent paper was if it bit you on the arse, son? How would you know? With your Wednesday afternoon certificate and bumfuckery. You wouldn't know, son.
Says saturated fat is killing us.
There are no studies that say that at all. There are no studies that can support that hypothesis that exist anywhere in the literature. That is demonstrably false. Absolutely unequivocally false. It has been dealt with. Nobody with any scientific acumen of any kind whatsoever is still parroting that ridiculous fuck trumpetery. You mindless fucking cockwomble. No. What's next?
And then the carnivore diet wants you to eat as much fat as possible. It's just, I don't even know where to start with.
That's right, Paul. You really fucking don't. And that's why you need to keep your stupid, ignorant fucking face shut. You're a fucking cockwomble, son. My word, incredible.
All it just baffles me.
I think life probably does that to you, Paul. I think it really does. I think you're absolutely fucking battling, son. I think you're up to your fucking armpits in it. The struggle of life. You know, this, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Darwin in action. This is an example of a bloke with an IQ which is clearly, frankly, in double digits at best. He's absolutely fucking battling here, isn't he? Absolutely battling.
It just really baffles me.
Yeah, we know, Paul.
That's why I stopped doing response videos to them all, because they're just a bunch of bellends.
With actual science underpinning what they have to say and actual knowledge, demonstrated knowledge, actual academic CVs, actual authorities in the field, such as myself, Paul, pointing to your number one, lack of authority, number two, lack of any decent qualifications to speak of whatsoever in this field, and three, lack of any basic common sense or intelligence. Who think nonetheless that you're in a position to not only advise people, which you're fucking not, Paul, but to charge them money for so doing. Wow. Wow. A bloke who cannot speak intelligently about the first law of thermodynamics. But I'm wrong about calories in, calories out, though. Of course. Because thermodynamics, isn't it? Is it?
Just hurts my brain.
You mean your brain cell, singular? Fuck, if there was 2 or 3 of them in there, they'd all be lonely, son.
Thoughts on people like Ken Berry and Sean Baker. Oh, they're just all bellends.
Well, there you go. That sums that up. Dr. Ken Berry, family physician with more than 20 years' experience, author of several very good books on the subject of human nutrition. Dr. Sean Baker, orthopedic surgeon, holder of 2 world records for physically demanding physical feats of a both strength endurance nature, an immense unit, a huge individual, all muscle, 250 pounds of him, Paul, who's also the author of several very good books, videos. He has a great YouTube channel, as does Ken Berry, with, by the way, millions of followers between them. Millions. Or you, a moronic, vacuous, excremental, pustulous piece of crap without the first fucking clue of what you're talking about, with your little, I don't even know how many fucking subs you've got these days, and I don't give 2 fucks, actually, Paul. You are a waste of oxygen, son. You have nothing whatsoever to offer this community, and it's high time you shut your channel and your fucking mouth permanently. All right? Get it through your fucking thick head. You're out of your fucking league here, sunshine. You have no business here. None at all. You are done. You are finished. Fuck right off. Have I been clear? I hope so. What's next?
Don't waste your time with him, in my opinion.
Well, your opinion is worth exactly fucking dick, son. Your opinion. Tell us about the first law of thermodynamics again, Paul. Go for it, son.
I can't even bring myself to think about him anymore.
Or any fucking thing else, frankly, at all. Thought is beyond Paul from Norwich. You're looking well, by the way, son. You're looking great shape. Everything looks like it's going just the way it should for someone of your tender age and stage and all of that.
It just hurts.
Yeah, don't forget, by the way, to vote underneath as to which one of us you think is the older.
When I think of their names, all I can hear is like nails down a chalkboard sort of sound. What even is thermodynamics?
But I'm wrong. Okay, all good.
Who knows? I think...
Anyone with any fucking science ideas or acumen or training, Paul? Anyone who knows anything whatsoever about the topic? Anyone with any business to actually comment on this topic publicly or charge money to people for any kind of advice on it? Oh, shit. Keep going, son. You're doing a great job.
I think Greg Doucette goes on about it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, well. If Greg Doucette goes on about it a lot, that's worth listening to. I think I've dealt with that quite recently too, Paul. Have a look on my channel. It was great fun. It's great fun there. What else?
I'm sure you can get it from him.
You can't.
People like...
No, you can't whatsoever get any idea about thermodynamics from Greg Douchebag Doucette. I asked him to state the first law of thermodynamics, and he couldn't do it. He got it wrong, Paul. All right?
Not break the laws of thermodynamics.
That's right, you can't. I bet if I got you on the phone right now and asked you to quote the laws of thermodynamics, you wouldn't be able to do it, son.
First law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
False, Greg. See? I was right. That's not the first law of thermodynamics at all. No, it isn't. That's a colloquial way of describing the concept of what the first law might be getting at, maybe depending on how you interpret things. The first law of thermodynamics, Gregory, is mathematically espoused, mathematically formulated, mathematically formalized. It is a mathematical sum. You got it wrong. I was correct. You don't even know what the first law of thermodynamics even says. Proves my point 100%. There you go, right there. So, not only are you as dumb as 2 short planks, not only are you as thick as a box of badgers, but the people you are getting advice from are as dumb or dumber than you are. Greg Douchebag Doucette. That's the bloke you look up to? Okay. Rightio, son. You're done. Well and truly, as is your video. What a great way to spend half an hour. Hope you've enjoyed it. Join me next time, boys and girls, when someone else will be wrong on the interwebs. But not as wrong as this dumb motherfucker here. Just before we go, Ted, is there anything that you'd like to add to the conversation? Any questions you might have for Paul?
What, are you retarded?
That's what I thought he might say. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your input, Ted. I'll have to pay him his appearance fee now. Oh well, shit happens. See you then. Enjoy. Have some music on the way out the door. Here it is.